morning, crafty YouTube friends. It's Rena, and this morning I want to welcome you to the Gems and Friends Spring Fling. And this is sponsored by Elegant Embellishments, and she has a number of other sponsors who are participating. That would be obviously Dee's Store Elegant Embellishments on Zibbit, Natasha's Scrapbook Corner, a Zibbit store, Witchcraft Do You Do, also a Zibbit store, One Little Dreamer, Zibbit store, Spare Marbles Art Fire store, Memory Making Crafts on Facebook, and The Cutting Cafe. So quite a few sponsors involved in this huge event. So we hope that you will enjoy the projects that we're going to share with you this month. We hope that you will go and visit the sponsor's store and do some shopping when you see some of the amazing products that they shared with us to create with. So, without further ado, let me get started. I'll move my sign, and I'm going to start with 3 projects that I created with files from the Cutting Cafe, and she sent us 3 different ones. Dee picked them out, and the first file that she sent was a boot file, and I don't have a cutting machine, so I was able to print these out by hand. Or print them out, not by hand. Print them out and cut them out by hand. So you don't have to have a cutting machine or anything like that. You can do this by hand if you don't have that. This is a little bit hard to show. These are the boots, and they come in different layers. So you have the background layer, and then you have the inner layer, and she actually had this piece back here. She had this piece here, and then there's another piece that you could layer across the bottom to look like the sole of the shoe if you wanted to. But I really wanted mine to look shabby chic, so I didn't want another layer. I didn't want to show the sole. I wanted the Eiffel Tower to show, so yeah. And she has pieces that come with the cutting files that are like different pieces that you can put on it to make it look more like a boot. But what I chose to do was to use some embellishments that I had in my stash. And what I did was I used this pretty piece of trim that's from Dee's store, and I used this flower at the bottom, and then there's a button, and then these little metal pieces are from Dee's store. And I used those throughout I made each of the boots the same. So what this is, let me lay it down and see if I can pull back and show you that it's an altered hanger. And I was inspired by Chelsea. She has My Pretty Little Stamps, and she had altered a hanger. And I had seen it just before I needed to start creating for this event, and so I wanted to do that. So I just took my regular wire hanger, nothing special, and I spray painted it pink, and I used this kind of rope-looking trim and kind of covered part of it up. And then I picked the laces I was going to use from Dee's store, and this polka dot lace was the first one that I put on, and I really, really like it. It's so soft and feminine looking. So I added that to the background, and then I started layering. I got this trim that goes all the way across the top, and I added these little flat back hearts that you can get in Dee's store to each one of the centers there. And then I pulled these silk flowers off of an arrangement that I had purchased at one of my local stores. And then I added this feather, these pretty white feathers here. And then I like to use my metal pieces to look like leaves, and I added that little touch of vintage to this project. So I did add the metal pieces. I added a beautiful butterfly, and I have a little feather coming out of her tail. And then I have this lace, which you can get in Dee's store, and I made a bow and put a little bling center, and I made another one over here, also lace from Dee's store. And this also is a very beautiful lace from Dee's store, and I just layered this heart trim across. And then down here I have Dee's very famous baby butt trim, and I layered 2 different color pearls, the pink and the white. I added another beautiful butterfly. I added another metal filigree flower, and these flat backs you can get in Dee's store as well. So that is my first project for the Gems and Friends Spring Fling. I hope you liked it. This is going to one of my crafty friends on YouTube. So that will be getting packed up and sent off. Now, my next project, also from the Cutting Cafe, is this adorable suitcase that actually gave me real anxiety before I actually started looking at the files. I just was traumatized by this. And once I got things printed out and I started cutting the things out, I realized this really wasn't going to be that hard. And the gal who has the Cutting Cafe did a wonderful video, and she gives 3 different videos on the process of making it. Very, very easy to follow, and I would definitely make another one. So I made it so that like it would sit on someone's desk like this, as opposed to sitting like this. I don't know why, but I did. So I used a very, very heavyweight paper, and a friend of mine actually sent it to me, so I don't know where it came from. But I printed on that and then just cut it out and went to town putting together. So I used a lot of my Parisian and Parisian stamps on this. And then I started creating with pink and black themed papers. I thought that that looked very Parisian. I used a lot of these filigree pieces to do my corners. So she has some square ones, and then she has some corner ones. So I painted them black, and I used them on each corner. Now, the gal who has the Cutting Cafe, in the files, she has some pieces that you can cut out and use to go on your corners. But I decided to use the metal pieces. This piece right here, love it. Isn't that pretty? Paris. I just love it. So yeah, let me show you the handle. And the handle comes as a cutout in the kit. And I put paper underneath, and then across the top I layered this. I had this trim left over from a previous DT package from Dee, and I just had this small piece, but it was perfect to go on the handle like that. And then Dee had sent this this lace in the DT package, and I made a large bow. I used this rosette from Artie's store, One Little Dreamer. I added this Roxy Berry flatback from Dee's store. And this is a beautiful filigree piece from Dee's store that I decided to use for my closure. And as I said, this project comes with a paper closure, a little where you can cut out from the collection. This is also a beautiful bling piece from Dee's store, and another filigree piece that I painted black from Dee's store, and another bling piece. I used these chipboard pieces that I had in my stash, and I added the blings to wherever the holes were. This was something I had in my stash as well. And that is the outside of the box. So let me pull this up and open up the box and show you that inside. I used more stamps on the inside, and then right here I cut out some paper from the collection, and this is a rubber stamp that was gifted to us by Making Memory Crafts on Facebook, and she sent us all a really nice rubber stamp from Tim Holtz, and I'm just putting this in so that I can write a note to the gal who will be receiving this box from me, and that just slides in there. This piece back here is a wood piece that was gifted to us by Which Craft Do You Do on Zibbit? And she sent us a lot of wood pieces. And what I did with this corset was I added this beautiful frame and cameo on top of the corset, and then I blinged it up with this trim from Dee's store. Beautiful. Love this trim, and it's a perfect size. So I layered that on the corset. This black trim I also got from Dee's store, as I did this beautiful scalloped lace here at the bottom. And then I added this pink flower, and I added some more rosette trim from the One Little Dreamer Zibbit store, from Artie's store. So that's the top pocket. And then inside, I added more of that black shimmery pearl trim on the inside. This is a key also from Which Craft Do You Do on Zibbit, and also the perfume piece there. And what I did was I just painted those black, and then I used a clear embossing powder to give it a little texture and shimmer. And that is my little box, and I really love it. Dee really was on me as I was telling her I was having anxiety about it. You can do it, it's not that hard. And guess what? It's not that hard. So like I said, I love how it turned out. I would totally make another one, and I will. So that's going to be off to another YouTube friend. Now, the final project for this video is also from the Cutting Cafe, and this was actually the first thing I created with the files that she sent. And she sent a camera, and I really didn't know what I was going to do with the camera until I got this paper. Now, this is going to be really kind of hard to show. But what I started with was a chipboard wreath, and let me move that back. I have a little of Dee's lace up here to hang it with, and this is a wreath that wouldn't hang in someone's, I don't know, it could hang on your door, I guess, for if you had an inner door, a glass door over it. But I was thinking it was something for a craft room because it's very shabby chic. I started out up here at the top with chipboard pieces from the paper collection, and there were letters in the collection. I could make anything up here that I wanted. So I thought, what would inspire you with the camera but the word smile? So I put smile, and then I made this out of paper, and it says it's contagious, because they say smiling is contagious. So let me show you the camera. This was probably the simplest of the projects to do, and you get the shape of the camera. You get this piece that goes back behind here. You get the little, this little piece right here. And you get the round pieces also. So there's a round piece that I used inside and here as well. But what I did with mine, my husband used to dip. He was using dip to help him stop smoking. And I have probably about 30 of his dip cans. They're cardboard. And so I covered it with paper and I used it to make my camera 3D dimensional. And I love, love, love how it turned out. This back here is trim from D. And this bling trim is also trim from D. Love that. I will definitely be ordering some more. But I love how my camera turned out. And I had also seen something on Facebook. I don't know what I was looking up. But I saw these little banners people were making with, you know, their extra fabric scraps. So I wanted to incorporate that. I thought it looked very shabby chic, and I used some fabrics that I had in my stash. And then down here, I had added in some of Dee's laces that she carries in her store. So I added some lace to just make it more shabby. So there's quite a bit of fabric and laces and pearls throughout this shabby banner here at the bottom. I covered my chipboard in the paper line, and I had this large lace that Dee had sent, and it was quite a large piece, several yards. So what I did was, just like I would make a lace flower, I did that to the back of the chipboard wreath. I layered this pink fluffy eyelash type trim all the way around. I added beautiful flowers. I added some of these rosette pieces from Artie's store. Thank you, Artie. And in this big flower down here, which this flower was gifted to me, I only had one, and I had been kind of hoarding it. I added this beautiful cameo from Dee's store right here. And then on this side of my flower cluster, I had have another beautiful cluster here, and this lace is from Dee's store as well. Really, really like this one. And a bling piece from Dee's store there. And then up here, I think I forgot to mention that these flat back pieces here and here can also be found in Dee's store. So, those are my projects that we're using the Cutting Cafe files, and I hope that you were inspired by these projects, and that you'll visit the Cutting Cafe and the other stores that are participating in this event. Let me show them to you once again. Obviously, Elegant Embellishments, Natasha's Scrapbook Corner, Witchcraft Do You Do, One Little Dreamer, Spare Marbles, Memory Making Crafts, and the Cutting Cafe. And all of them will be linked in the description box down below, as will all the participants that will be creating for this event will be listed in the description box down below. I'd love to hear from you. I always do. So I'll be back with one more video for this event very shortly. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.